for the president, the vice president, and running with millionaires still down a highway.
That's it.
All right.
Let's do it.
If everyone's going against what you're saying.
Right?
I mean, there's a few ideas that blow up when, oh, everyone told you it wouldn't work. Like my OnlyFans account.
I totally lost my train of thought. Does this happen to you? Or said when you're thinking about French toast steaks or burgers? That's how I forget the question.
I was just really on OnlyFans. That's my city. That was my city, right? Continue to win.
You don't need to. I have the hashtag carry tip.
No, you don't know.
So do you address the culture issue? Do you plow through and just divorce the dispatcher and fire the wife? He does seem like he's a male. Meaning,
Yeah.
he's the guy that shoppers,
Right.
would like. Because they can boss him around just like his wife bosses him around. And as a CEO, you cannot let somebody's anger control your decision. Well, what she'll do is she'll mix cash basis and accrual basis numbers together to say that on the one hand, we're losing money, and on the other hand, we're losing money.
You have to think deeper in your evaluation of what you want to do next, because you know you're going to get that tension, that pushback.
Right.
That's healthy. Yeah, that's good. You know what? No.
Don't keep company with hot-tempered people because you'll learn their ways. And what you're basically saying is, if you create a culture where anger controls, then you'll always have anger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Running with Millionaires. This is a poor guy who is, what kind of company is this again?
A trucking company.
A trucking company. He has a trucking company, and the trucking company wants to grow. Every business wants to grow. But this guy is limited, and he doesn't know how to get past this choke point. And let's see what you think about what he ought to do. I'd love to hear your comments. And if you have a similar situation like this, I'm going to be honest with you. I listened to this, and I immediately made myself a change because I realized that I was choke pointed in a similar way to this guy. So this has had the biggest impact on me of any letter that we've read in the last 2 weeks. No, really, like months. It's a big one. Go ahead, Miss Katie.
I own a trucking company. My customers want me to expand, but I can't grow it because everyone around me shoots me down. I know that if I had 10 more trucks, I could keep them on the road all the time, and I have a wait list of drivers that want to work for me. But if I even mention buying another truck, my wife gets red-faced and says I'm trying to ruin us. I can't stand when she's mad, so I just drop it. And my dispatcher, he's actually my buddy from high school I hired to help me. He says we're busy enough already. He gets angry very easily, and if I hired more drivers, I know he'd be mad. So I keep quiet. I don't want to fight with my wife, and I don't want my friend to be mad. But I also don't want my customers to send their business to other trucking companies, or they might end up sending them all my business. I guess I'm writing to ask if there's some way to get them on my side without upsetting them.
Katie? No one's more qualified to deal with this than you. What should he do?
I don't know.
Should he grow his business, which is going to make everybody mad, or should he just live with things like they are and just to try to appease his manager and his wife? What should he do?
I don't know. Because is it worth a divorce to get your business good?
Is there anything he can do short of a divorce?
Yeah, that's true. He can just make her mad,
Just live with her being
She'll get
angry?
over it. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Well, we will see what the millionaires think. All right, Mr. Ryan,
Yeah.
this guy desperately wants to grow,
Yes.
but everybody around him is telling him, shut it down. Keep it slow. What did he do?
I think he's got to get into his numbers and not have it be a feeling decision. He's got to actually show everybody what the numbers say. And that realistic conversation with everyone, hopefully, will turn the tide in his favor.
Yeah.
But I think knowing some buddies in the trucking industry and field, I may be on their side. Such a difficult industry to be a part of. So many variables involved with staffing, the mechanics of the truck, the gas prices, so many logistic stuff that's involved. It's a really complicated industry to do well. But at the same time, I feel like, low barriers to entry other than big monster investments in the trucks.
Yeah, it does seem very, very complicated for what remains a commodity business. I know a little bit about the trucking business. It's still very much relationships. If he talks about the customers he has some regular routes.
Yeah.
And those could disappear, and he could end up in trouble with a bunch of trucks he's got to make payments on.
Right.
But again, just like anything, the more specialized he is, we don't know what kind of trucks he's running.
Right.
But he could have a fleet that's really useful to his particular customers.
Yeah.
And So now here's another one. The numbers. Like you think that you and I are really rational. If somebody does have a business plan, we're going to be like, yeah, let's give that a try.
Right.
And we'll create the gateways and say, well, if this doesn't happen by this point,
Yeah.
then something's gone wrong.
Right.
My wife is not that person, and it's my business partner. I can present her with any numbers I want, and she's going to say, oh, you're just using pro formas. It's exciting the Bible for an unbeliever. Like it doesn't go anywhere. In a conversation, if heaven forbid we want to talk numbers, she'll mix.
Just count the numbers and just.
Well, what she'll do is she'll mix cash basis and accrual basis numbers together to say that on the one hand we're losing money and on the other hand we're losing money. Okay, you're not understanding the way this works, but not everybody responds that way. But I see what you're saying. Like you're afraid that this guy might be overexpanding into a really bad field.
Yeah.
And then
I feel that more than I do. Go show them the numbers, and you're going to successfully win them over. I might be on their side just for the risk tolerance I would have in that field.
Gotcha. Capital intensive.
Yeah. So I may be more on their side. Okay, great. You have some truckers that are ready to drive today. They may not be tomorrow. If you don't pay them enough money, they're leaving, and they're going to go to the competitor.
You're right. So he also, part of his advantage, truckers, it's always about money, right? They want to be home at night. They want to work for a company that's trustworthy and all that. So he does seem like a beta male, meaning he's the guy that truckers, would like, because they can boss him around just like his wife bosses him around, just like his dispatcher bosses him around. So that's probably why he's got a wait list of drivers wanting to work for him. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah.
One, I think it's important to surround yourself with the people who are asking twice before you make the jump.
Oh, that's good.
Make sure the numbers check out.
Yeah,
make sure it
sure.
makes sense. And
Right.
I think you see Kane is a good duo. You guys are a great duo together because of that.
Yeah.
Healthy tension, definitely.
There's healthy tension there.
Yeah.
And then the second thought is, what is our role as entrepreneurs, as business leaders, to cast that vision
Oh, that's good.
for our supervisors
Yep.
or our spouses in the house?
Yep.
So that whenever we come to them, it's not shut down. It's chewed on. It's considered.
Yeah. You have to think deeper in your evaluation of what you want to do next, because you're going to get that tension, that pushback.
Right.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, there's been growth moments in our firm where I'm like, hey, is this quick? Is this too quick? Are we going too far?
Right.
And you've been great at casting that vision of no. And Rob's been with you doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are the counterweight to us. Like
That is true. That's so good.
Let's go. And you're always saying, now hold on a second.
Yep.
But the difference is you don't try to control the situation with your anger.
Right.
I think there's a biblical component to this that says don't keep company with angry people, you'll learn their ways.
Don't
Don't keep company with hot-tempered people
Uh-huh.
because you'll learn their ways.
Ah.
And what you're basically saying is, if you create a culture where anger controls, then you'll always have anger.
Yeah.
I've never seen you throw a fit, buddy.
Right.
And what we've got here is a dispatcher and a wife who are using anger to control.
Right.
And like that's a fundamental problem. Beyond should we expand or not? It's are we going to let this company have that culture that says the angriest person wins the argument?
Oh, good point.
And
That's right.
so in order for him to do that, I mean, Riley, you have a terrible temper.
Yeah. I don't know if people deal with you.
Morning.
They don't. I deal with me.
You do it. All right. So do you address the culture issue? Do you plow through and just divorce the dispatcher and fire the wife? What do you do?
I think that if everyone's shooting down your idea, and these are all the only people that have input on the business, should probably be second guessing whether to make the decision if everyone's going against what you're saying.
Right.
I mean, there's a few ideas that blow up when, everyone told you it wouldn't work. Like my OnlyFans account.
Disclaimer. Don't waste your time looking for it.
Link in the description.
Okay.
No, but if everyone's going, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
And these are the only people who have input on your business.
Okay.
I think it's something you need to at least take a second look at.
Yeah.
Or maybe have another opinion of someone you trust.
Sure.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks. Look at the books or
Yeah.
show someone your books. Yeah. I think maybe even get someone else to show your books. It's the person you're going to decide whether you're making good business decisions. It's your wife. Yeah. And your supervisor. You should probably get surrounded by some, you might need some other advisors too.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
you get past the anger. There are two evangelists in India. They were arguing because they were of different denominations. And an Indian's listening, and another Indian says, what are they arguing about? And they said, something about their God. And the guy asks him, he says, which one's wrong? And the guy says, the guy who's angry. I mean, it's hard to take wisdom from somebody who's clearly being manipulative with their anger. Sure. You know what I mean? And then as an entrepreneur, to be successful, you're going to have times when you make a decision against the advice of all of your counsel.
yeah, but if you're married to an entrepreneur or you're a business person with an entrepreneur who this is the fifth idea.
Yeah.
That he's saying no one agrees with him.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, that's why you really have two different types of relationships you're juggling.
Yep.
You got another issue there, and that is, I totally lost my train of thought. Does this happen to you, or suddenly you're thinking about French toast steaks?
That's how I forget the question. I was thinking Riley on OnlyFans. That's what I said. That was locked in your brain. Send you the link.
You don't need to. I have the hashtag here. Okay, so
Oh my gosh.
all right, so Austin, you're saying that his way forward. Let's say he decides, okay, the market is speaking. My company's talking to me. I'm going to listen. I'm going to buy your trucks. Or either selling or dealing with the wife and the dispatcher. You're saying are separate matters because of the marriage 100% bonding you have. So how does he deal with the dispatcher first? Because that's probably the most complicated relationship, right?
Yeah.
What's he do?
I mean, to me, it goes back to the vision casting. Hey, I'm casting the vision.
Yep.
You're either in or you're not in.
Yeah.
And you give them that decision.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're in, let's do this. If you're not in, I get it. We'll get someone who's in.
And maybe why does this upset you? That I want to expand.
Yeah.
Why does it?
Right on the couch. Tell me how you're feeling.
I
What
know
about
how
your
you're feeling,
childhood?
but why does this upset? Why does this upset you? That why are you so vocal or so against something that's going to grow?
Okay.
Do you hate change?
Right.
You don't want to grow. You don't want to make more money.
Yeah, you got to be the change, man. You
Well,
gotta
I
be
think
the change.
that outside advisor or advisors is so important because the two people in this case are people who have direct emotions to the business.
Yeah.
And they might be thinking, hey, we got it good. I don't want to change because I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But being comfortable will kill growth.
Yeah. And this guy's addicted to chocolate.
Yeah.
That's why these people are so angry at him.
Right.
Okay, so
You sound like you're for this. You're like,
Yeah.
he
You're
needs
for the
to grow.
trucking?
yeah, he's great because you got to listen to your business.
I feel like you're past our points.
Okay.
If you're not growing,
We're a
you're
little
not
more conservative than
He
you.
has to win. He has to win for two reasons. One, he's got a toxic culture he's got to fix, and two, he needs to grow his business. So in both cases, he's got to win. We had a mommy friend, and she'd have these girls, they're little girls, they would throw fits, and she was super calm. And this is before we had kids. We were like, how are you so calm when these kids are screaming? And she says, I just have to win. She says, if I get angry, then they win.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to give in. If they scream for something, they're never going to get it.
Yeah.
But I have to win. I have to.
That's
I
interesting.
have to win.
Yeah.
And as a CEO, you cannot let somebody's anger control your decision. They can, the rationality of it, like Austin's whole hard logic that says, hey, maybe this isn't smart. Maybe this industry is very cyclical.
Yeah.
What happens if there's an oil shock and diesel fuel runs out? I mean, there's all sorts of rational reasons.
Right.
But if somebody's going to use temper tantrums to control it, and you cave into that, then what have you done? You've created a culture of the angriest person in the room wins the argument.
Right.
And that's just toxic, and you're not going to get a good decision that way. It's whatever the angry person thinks that happens, not what the best decision is. And as a CEO, you have to discern this. What is there some wisdom to what my wife is saying? Is there some wisdom to what the dispatcher is saying? But you have to be aware, okay, this guy is going to be so ticked off when I do what he doesn't want. And you have to know that, so you can discount it.
Yeah.
Just say, I'm going to brace myself against it, and I'm not going to let him make my decision.
Right.
And
That's good.
more complicated though, Austin, how do you do it with the wife? Right. Because
That's not a relationship you can break like you can.
sure it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that as a man whose wife obviously doesn't watch this podcast. Like, I don't care if she gets angry. I'm the man in the house. I was just kidding, honey. Right. I don't know. There's maybe a question here. Is this guy, does he even have what it takes to be a CEO? He's really a caretaker for his wife and his dispatcher. They're not. I don't know. Like, how does a guy who doesn't have the guts to run a company, who isn't willing to have the hard conversations, how does he gain that ability? By doing it. Practice. Just do it. Take up fighting. Just go downtown and start shouting people.
You just have to go have an uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
Eventually, you won't hate on.
I mean, we've all made decisions. Maybe we all have that have made our wife angry. And it doesn't turn out to be as bad as we think, right? She gets over it. Second, she's probably got some good reasons. Like you say, like all the people who know you best are saying, don't do it.
Yeah.
And so maybe you shouldn't do it. But maybe they're just responding to the natural cycle of entrepreneurship, which is you fail, you fail, you fail, you fail, you fail, you fail, you have a win, you fail, you fail, you fail, you fail, you fail, you have a win. And so they're just seeing a pattern and saying, oh, this is another stupid idea. This is going to fail.
Yeah, what's even your approach, Rob, when you get the first no? Is it just ongoing?
In this conversations, I would go strategic with it. Okay, I would keep my palm, and I would go to her with a plan to add 50. And
Sales tactic.
with dead seriousness, like I know we have 6 trucks, but we have 50. Then here's where our numbers are going to be. And like, let that be the discussion. She'll explode, And then after a while, she'll want to compromise on 20 trucks. And this does work for my life.
Right.
You're getting some inside secrets here.
Right. It'll continue to work after this is there.
Right.
But yeah, he's got to be strategic, and I don't think he is. I think he's just a really nice, passive guy, and he's going to be totally blunt about everything. And as soon as somebody's angry at him, he's going to cower.
Right.
This is what he's always done. But you know, you can be a nice guy and get to $1 million or $2 million. We see this all the time.
Yeah.
You'll never get past it.
Right.
But you can get to $1 million or $2 million just by being a nice guy that everybody likes.
Right.
And that's it. Someday your business dies. But it works. What do you think? What should this guy do? Should he, I don't know. I can't think of the
Go in with a plan of 20 trucks and be happy with only 6.
Yeah. Should he go big? Should he have a big bushful with his wife? Get some papers. Maybe just get a big old stack of papers.
Yeah.
Hey, you're served. Okay? It turns out it's just junk mail.
Yeah.
And but at least let her think that you're going to leave her over these trucks. I think you probably either need to have a shouting match with your dispatcher or fire him. One of the two. But he needs to know that you're the boss. What do you think he should do? Put in your comments below. If you have a situation like this, please write to us. We would like to deal with your issue on our podcast, because look at all the subscribers we have and see other people get help with your situation. Thanks so much for watching.
I've seen this.
Listen, we're going to get to 20,000 subs. We're at 11,000 now. 20,000, we're going to get a helicopter. Going from us, okay?
Drone, get the helicopter.
Don't worry, we're monetized. We make $13 a month.
Rob's always
Bob's always got to have the last word. And I'm going to say, no, I don't. And you're going to say, see, to the camera. Okay.
We're acting here. Rob's always got to have the last word.
No, I don't.
See?
Well done. Okay, so I always, in a meeting, try to have the most important person speak last, because if, like, the CEO speaks first, then instead of making decisions during the meeting, everybody just parrots what the CEO says. So the most important person in the meeting always has to talk last. And that's why you'll notice in a meeting, I always have you talk first.
But today I talked last.
Ooh.